Hello, Knights fans. We're back with another edition of the Knights Baseball Roundup here with Coach Gary Puccio. Coach, long layoff since your last game. You played here on March 8th, had a lot of snow cancellations. The whole series with Bryant got wiped out, which is now going to end up being just one extra game at their place and no games here. Obviously, in the middle of the season, you wouldn't mind a layoff like this. Maybe give your pitchers a little bit of rest. But how hard is this early in the season to have such a long break between games?
Especially when you feel that we just finally started getting going with the last couple of home games. That we're hitting the ball well. We were playing much better defense. Pitching's still not where I wanted to be, but I felt overall we were starting to come around. And now you're on I think it's going to be a 17-day layoff before we actually play Wagner on Friday. So that's a long time to go without playing. But obviously, Mother Nature kind of made sure that was going to happen.
Yeah, it is a long layoff, obviously, at this point in the season. And then you thought you maybe had a game on Wednesday, and then that got pushed. So now you open conference play against Wagner this weekend, and you haven't played since March 8th. How hard is it, again, just to jump into conference play and face a team like this?
Yeah, because, we've played, 11 games? So if you think about it, how many times has each pitcher thrown? Twice, maybe 3 times for the main guys? So we haven't really seen enough to know who we think can help us and who was. Yeah, for example, a kid has one good outing and one bad outing. Well, so where are we on him? We don't know yet. So it's really going to be kind of a crapshoot right now for the first weekend, which you hate to do in conference games, but we really have no choice. So, obviously we know who our starters are, and we'll take it from there. Obviously it's the old story. The guy that goes out there and produces gets the ball again,
Yeah, that's the thing. And to build the momentum, obviously you had a little bit of a rocky start to the season on the road. You come here back to Namoli, get 2 wins over some tough teams there. You hold off Lafayette, then you beat NJIT. We last spoke after the Lafayette game prior to the NJIT game, where you got a lot of major contributions, specifically big grand slam from your senior Ryan Brennan. He's leading the team with 11 RBIs. How important is it for a senior to lead the way and to give the team a boost that way?
Well, I think he's proven that there was a good reason that 2 of the 3 major associations picked him as the preseason player of the year. He hit almost 350 for us last year. He had somewhere around 6 or 7 home runs last year, 30 ribbies, and he missed a quarter of the season. So him being healthy is a big plus for us. And just what you're saying, Jason Fatzinger has hit 3 home runs in those 2 games. He's getting hot. You want that. We're kind of guaranteeing or relying on our offense a lot this year, that we feel we have a good offensive team. When you have 17-day breaks, it kind of hurts the offense because they haven't seen live pitching, and no matter what you do outside, especially after you've been outside, going back inside is just really tough. It really, you really don't really accomplish as much as you'd like to. So it's kind of, we got to roll the dice. Your hope is that Wagner's in the same situation. They've only played about 10 games, so we're all kind of in the same boat, and now it's. Let's go out and hopefully the weather gets better. Well, at least the good part is hopefully we're going to be playing the season in warm weather by the time we finally get going here.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully the snow has passed a little bit. Obviously, you've played in a lot of high-scoring games. I know you'd like to see a little bit of more sharp performance from your pitching staff. On Friday, the opener against Wagner, you're going to turn to a veteran in Logan Friday, a guy you've relied on time and time again who's come through. He hasn't really had too much work this season, but how important is it for this game to come off well for him?
Yeah, that's again another thing with the snow kind of deterring us. We had Logan on a plan, and we didn't pitch him the first weekend because I wanted to ease him into. I felt he's thrown 85 innings 2 years in a row, and that I wanted to cut back from that. And I told him we were going to cut back in a non-conference game, so we were kind of easing him into the first start. But now again, without playing, that kind of loused that up a little bit. So. At the Northeast, you never can tell what the heck's going to happen. But he says he's ready, and he's been our ace for a long time now. He was 7-1 last year. His only loss was Bryant. We hand him the ball. We count on that we're going to be in the game. So hopefully that's a good sign.
Yeah, definitely. And then following after him, you'll get also guys that have been around a little bit, though. You get Zeller, you get Demikhov. Demikhov has looked good in his couple chances this season. How important is it to really get that camaraderie and get that rotation into a flow and a rhythm?
Yeah, Danny pitched terrific down at Savannah State his opening game. In fact, I pushed him that game into 7th inning, which for his first start, because he had a real low pitch count. He was winning 2-0, and he gave up a 2-run homer. So he ended up with a no decision. He got a win against, I don't know if it was Lafayette or New Jersey Tech, but I know he got one of those was a W for him. He's a trooper. What I love about Danny Demikhov is what you're getting. He's a finesse pitcher. He knows how to pitch. He's a smart pitcher on the mound. He's a crafty lefty. I love the kid. He gives you great effort all the time. So You know, I think the biggest thing our starting pitcher is going to do for us is keep us in the games. One of the issues we've had over the first few weeks of the season was those starting pitchers weren't going more than 4 or 5 innings. You know, now it's time to step up, and they got to give us 6 or 7 innings.
Yeah, I guess as the season goes along, you'll see some of these starters can be stretched out a little bit more. Maybe do you try to keep their pitch counts lower early on, or is it?
Yeah, you know, my thing has always been that you build. It's like anything else at practice. Like if you've only thrown 75 pitches in a bullpen session, well, then you're not going to throw 100 in a game because you're not ready for it yet. So, you know, we got them up right around that 90 to 100 mark. I'm going to have to stretch them a little more than that if necessary. But that's, you know, our goal is that they can get us 6, 7 innings. If they get us 6, 7 innings, you know, Ryan's been terrific as the closer for the last year and a half. So we expect good things out of him. 8th inning was still kind of feeling out how we're going to go with that. But we have enough choices that I think we're going to be fine late in the games too. Our issue right now has been getting from the starter to the main bullpen guys. So those middle reliever guys, you kind of skip them in conference games usually. You know, they start pitching the non-conference games for you in the middle of the week and develop. Hopefully that gives them the chance to develop too.
All right, well, great. Thanks again for your time today. Hopefully the weather will be a little more cooperative here. You get a little bit of a rhythm going with the team.
Wouldn't that be nice, right?
Definitely. Well, thanks. So the Knights are back in action this weekend. Hopefully, weather permitting, they'll get Wagner for a doubleheader on Friday, then play a single game on Saturday, and those games will be played at MCU Park in Brooklyn. Then next week they return home to host Albany, get back here where they're 2-0 at the Demoli Family Baseball Complex. That's a 3 p.m. start on Tuesday. For all information about the FDU baseball team, head to fduknights.com.